battle control initialized.
What's up, guys? It's Black and back with some more Combined Arms content, and I got something pretty special for you today. In this top left, it is going to be Hyper playing in his traditional lime green color. He's going to be marked, so he's going to be one of those nod sub factions. I think marked is kind of like Marked Decane. You know, they're going to have some cybernetic stuff going on, some kind of crazy. I think they get the Venoms, but I'm not sure. I'll have to check on that in a second. But his opponent is going to be somebody who has not been featured on this channel. In fact, I don't think he's been featured on my Red Alert side of the channel, but that will change soon. It is going to be Sir. He's going to be playing as the Black Hand, so we're going to have a nod sub-faction mirror. Already got that engineer running out. We are on Eternal Warriors from Megatank, I believe, I want to say. Very much a Megatank map. I feel like this road on the outside edges is very much acute to it. There's two Eldricks, like right here in the middle, pretty easily contestable. This one you could definitely snipe too, especially with some dogs. Fortunately, no dogs coming here. Sneaky little hospital in the corner, which is actually probably pretty interesting in Combined Arms. You do get that free medic, and then there's just going to be some massive expansions over there, kind of basically perfectly mirrored like that. Double mine here, and then a single mine right here. And then also this little cheeky single mine in the middle, so very high eco map, very Megatank-esque. This rifle is going to come in and get poked at a little bit. Ooh. Looks like Hyper has found a little bit of a range where some of those rifles can get in and shoot. It's going to take quite a bit of while for them to actually do anything. Looks like he has put the stop fire on there. Maybe he can see these guys or not. I can't quite tell. No, looks like they are just out of his range, but there we go. There's some more coming in. Nice little trap there, laid by Hyper. And Sir is going to take his first few losses there. It actually surprisingly evened up. Probably just those few rifle scots going down. But yeah, every time Sir tries to move, he's going to lose some rifles there, and that is unfortunate for him. It's like he has got double ref going on the back of this, and Hyper's got double ref. He has split up his refs. I think that is probably a little bit better in Combined Arms. We'll have to see. Sir is an interesting player. I have not heard a lot about him. In fact, I don't know very much about him at all, except for two things, and that is that he is really good, and apparently he is pretty familiar with Combined Arms already if he knows what Reaper is. Also that he is quite young. I believe it is making me feel very old when somebody says I got into OpenRA because my dad used to play Command & Conquer back in the day, but you know, that just happens as we still play these old games in, what is it, 2025, when they came out literally 30 years ago. So this is going to be very much of like how it was when Happy first came around and he was pretty young and probably dominated the scene for quite a while. I expect Sir to do something similar to like that, but Sir also has the added beneficiary of doing Combined Arms as well, where Happy just basically did Red Alert. He played a little bit of TD, you know, but I think Combined Arms is a little bit stronger than TD scene was back in the day. Hyper already moving out that MCV, and looks like Sir's sticking around here, but he does have that airfield out, pumping out some bikes, maybe to see some bike harass. Not sure how familiar he is with Combined Arms, but if he knows what Reaper is, I expect him to kind of already know the strategies. Although he is sitting on 3 refs here on his main base, which is a little interesting here. Oh, and he is chasing down that buggy with the bikes. I don't think they can quite reach. In fact, he will damage his own bikes. But yeah, that buggy is definitely going to get away. Join up with the second buggy here. I think he did not pursue. I think those 2 bikes would go down to these 2 buggies. And look at this, some good micro there from Hyper is going to get those buggies properly oriented. Mike gonna lose one right here. No, barely lives. Oh, he's gonna definitely clean up both these bikes. Oh, finally does get one. So that's still a nice little win there. 1,000 gone for basically 700 free, basically 300 value. Hyper just sitting with his army there. Sir just sitting with his army there. Oh, and a medic getting caught out in the open. Probably gonna go back for that rifle as well, because why not? Although he does see the army is moving. Oh. Barely. It's probably gonna go down to that rifle. That rifle getting the last laugh there. What's Hyper got going back on the back of this? Just some more buggies, and he has expanded, so this is very much how you'd kind of expect Combined Arms to play, like almost like TD and that esque, where you just constantly move that MCV, kind of creeper crawling and just getting to that patch. Sir has moved out finally, and I'm expecting to see some tier 2 rather shortly, and there it is. Tier 2 is already coming up. So Sir is going to have a little bit of an economic edge for a while, since he is going to be on a little bit more harvesters. I believe he has, yeah, it is 4-4. So it looks like Hyper did build at least one somewhere, probably up here from his airstrip. And he's just sticking on buggies, which is quite interesting. I mean, it is nod versus nod, so, you know, you do have to worry about the speed that they have. You do have to respect that, but a buggy mix, I don't think works out so well in this kind of matchup. We'll have to see. Laser tanks will definitely be really nice. You know, the only thing you have to worry about is some heavy armor or late game heavy armor, which in case you got better assets to do with than tanks anyways. And these bikes from Sir are going to go over here, kill a hospital, because why not? Although that is probably going to get them trapped. Find the buggies. The buggies are on the alert. Maybe that's what the buggies were for, just to clean up these bikes. But I think this hospital is going to survive as these buggies get in. Oh, no, but a little bit of pathing issue there. Does target out, and that saves the hospital. Just barely. Probably not worth going and killing that, at least with anything significant. Maybe just sitting a single rifle on there. Looks like Sir a little upset there. You know, maybe this is, just since this Combined Arms, this is Happy from the future in some alternative timeline. He's come back through some Chronosphere shenanigans, and he is just upset. I know Happy is can be a little bit salty, but so can we all. I mean, I definitely can be salty. Airstrip out here, and there is that Venom. So Venom with some charged up lasers are really nice, but this is going to come in probably just scout. Ooh, and I see some stanks out for Sir, and he's got his own helipad, so we're going to see Apaches versus Venoms, and I think Venoms do beat that barely, but after a few shots like that from a rocket, that Apache will definitely clean this up. I mean, it is 1500 versus 1400, so not that much, but you can see the Apache is just a little bit faster. He's going to come in right with the rockets. Nice, and he does pull back away, so some good micro there. These guys are going for double airstrip for Sir. I think that'll be pretty good. I think, honestly though, I mean, some cyborgs getting up hand and on, I think is probably a little bit better there, although these tanks are going to be pretty brutal. Hyper is pretty well protected with laser. He's got them down everywhere. I think that was part because of the bikes, also just because, you know, you're playing against Nod, you know you're going to get stealth harassed. Ooh, and we do have an Infiltrator here. I feel like Infiltrators got changed, but I don't quite remember him. This Venom is going to go down, getting caught in a nice little pincer attack there from Sir, so nice little cleanup. I think he only got another rifle. Can't remember what Infiltrator got changed to. I think they steal stuff too. Maybe that's a Legion-S thing. I don't know. There's so many changes with Command Arm. It's constantly iterating it on itself. Did see that an upgrade finished for Hyper, and it is going to be those quantum capacitors, so that is going to be super nice. You can see it upgrades Obelisks, Avatars, Laser Shirts, Venoms, and Templars, so yeah, he's going to be in a world of hurt there if those Templars and Acolytes start coming out. There is the Temple of Nod, so I expect a lot of this to become cyborgs in just a second here. Oh, and he is repairing that. That is a bold choice. Almost feel like, I mean, I guess it doesn't really matter if he repairs it now or if he waits for it to die. Rifle Scout from Sir over here, going down. This is a very passive game so far, but I mean, it kind of makes sense. Sir's just trying to poke with Eco-Ras. Hyper's just kind of teching up, and Sir is definitely behind on the attack, but he does have an extra airstrip. That could be all the difference here. Now there is two, like, infantry producing structures for Hyper as well. Banshee out here. Oh, and that sink is just within range. Unfortunate, and it does go down. Yikes. Yeah, the Harvester is just a little bit too protected. Probably needs to come up here. That's where, like, the vulnerable spot is. Now Sir is moving out. I think he has the bigger army, but just slightly. Oh, man, and these stinks getting caught out. I believe these are detectors. Yes, they can. So those buggies paying huge dividends for Hyper over there. Banshee not quite finding the angle just yet, and the Templars are starting to come out. Kits 1 going for the commando, decides not to go for it. Oh man, this Banshee baiting pretty well. Is there an SD over here? There is not an SD. Oh wow, that is a lot of splash on that Banshee. Banshee getting 2 Apaches for basically free there, getting a lot of range. Somebody died over here. Tiberium suits are not portraits. That is probably a mistake. You definitely going to want those, especially against Nod, especially if that stealth generator comes out with that cloaking field. Radar scan going off here by Hyper, seeing the entire army. That is great for him to know, especially since he's sitting up. He does have some napalm here. I don't know if Sir has researched napalm. He has not. Oh man, 2 more Apaches going down, trying to get that snipe on the commando. That is rough. I feel like Sir knows that he's a little bit behind right now. That SSM launcher getting a free rocket and then falling back. Why not? Oh, and the heavy flame tank getting hit by the Banshees a little bit. They got more ammo. They could probably take it out right now. Neglect not to. And now this MCV is a little bit in a vulnerable position. That commando is... No. He tries to go for the rocket first. Needed to go for the commando. Unfortunate. That commando is probably going to get healed back by those medics. Medics maybe even saving him from that. So there's definitely a little bit on the back of it here, but it's not quite over yet. If he can get this commando and maybe a good angle over here, he should be okay. He's got a lot of armor. So does Hyper. I mean, it might just come down to these Templars being the big difference here. Army values are definitely bigger for Hyper, and I think that's just due to the losses that he sustained. Yeah, it's 17 over 34. That's quite significant, but the army values are actually pretty close, so you just see that those sacrificed Apaches have not been going super well for him. Sir now rotating his entire army away, which is a bold move, but Hyper doesn't have vision over here. Although, oh, he catches his MCV. This could be pretty big. This MCV is definitely going to go down as soon as these light tanks get on top of it. Yeah, there is no running away from that. And this flame tank is going to come in at a bad time as well. It looks like there is a little bit of push on the top side as well. I'm not sure. Looks like Sir is going to lose his MCV, but so is Hyper. And I think Hyper is going to be in a little bit better position just because he has the extra tech. MCV does get deployed, saves it from the Banshees for now, but that is it for both MCVs. Both these players are going to have to rebuild. Ooh, an Infernal Bomb getting called in. This is going to be not too bad, I don't think. A lot of stuff getting out of the way, but it does force him into a bad engagement right here. And I don't think Hyper is going to win this. Sir has a really good concave right now, and his tanks are finally coming in. And yeah, you can see a ton of his assets just get folded down there. And now Sir is moving in. There is a nice little nestled thing of Templars here, but oh, the flame tank goes down before they can go. I think these Templars are going to go down, and Sir takes a huge engagement there. That is such a big swing. It is basically, oh, about like 40% of that army just gone, but the Commando is up here and alive, so Sir has to be careful of that. He wants to rotate away from that if he can. Man, these Banshees definitely got upgraded and are super good. I'm not sure if this is when Unity and all that stuff was introduced. I think that was introduced for a while ago, but Sir's still pushing here, and he's got to be very careful. He's about to push into this Commando. He's got some howitzers, but they're quickly getting pulled down by those Venoms, and man, this Commando being a big annoying thing. Subterranean Strike called in from Hyper as well. But man, this Commando is just ripping through everything, and Sir is going to run out of steam here. A single howitzer left, and it is going to kind of get out of dodge. Doing a little bit of damage, maybe kiting away. Could maybe get some stuff, and there's Cybergs here, which is probably helping him as well. This tier 4 action being a big difference. Is Sir back onto an MCV just yet? Don't think so. I think this one's building an MCV. Is Hyper building an MCV? It doesn't look like it. Ooh, heavy flame tank drop in the back. That could be pretty good. I think going for the refinery and the power right there would be pretty good. Hyper looks like he did see it. He's pulled away a few rockets. See, he's retreating. He's going to go for the hospital because why not? Fortunately, it is repaired. Feel like nothing happened in this game, and then suddenly all this stuff happened in this game. Harvesters got pulled off early, and they are still alive. That's actually a pretty big win for Sir right now. He's going to be up in the eco for a little while, and then MC is out, which is nice. Hospital does get burnt down, so no more free medics, and I feel like free medics are important. Anad does not have access to them. The Apaches are going to be in a pretty good position now. There's no more Venoms. Not a whole lot of anti-air right now. Just a single rocket or two, and rockets can definitely get down to that many Apaches. Oh, but the Commando is here in the bottom. I heard him screaming somewhere, and that is going to be one airstrip down. Maybe a barracks right here as well. Sir sells it off. Is he going to get it? No. He's got to move his MC away right now. It's going to be super close. Oh, gets the C4 on the Harvester as well. That is unfortunate. One Harvester going down. So it is 6 over 4. So even though Sir has an extra expansion, he is in a little bit of trouble right there. Banshee just scouting for Hyper as well. His MCV is back on the field, and he's going to try to expand once again. I think this time he is going to get away with it. All these heavy flame tanks coming in. They are going to burn down that, as there's a little bit of a skirmish right here. That refinery is down. Laser turret's not doing much to those flame tanks at all, and they are going to come out. Yikes, another Apache going to go down to those Reaper. I guess they're no longer Reapers. They are Cyborg rocket soldiers, since Reapers are their own thing. Oh, and we did see the infiltrator get into something. We have chemical mortars on the field. That is such a rare sight. But Sir is going to be repelled right there. And man, he is going to take a lot of losses as these Templars just rip through these rifle soldiers. These howitzers are actually going to be pretty important if you can keep them alive. I'm surprised that Sir has not gone for some black napalm. It is a little bit of a side grade. You know, you get more damage, but I think it takes longer, stuff like that. Cannot remember the specifics on here, but some SSM launchers are pretty much key to Nod's gameplay. You can see Hyper is using them a lot. What has Sir got going on in the back of this? Not much. He's got 3 Apaches. I think he needs to expand again. His MC is currently sitting in his main base. Grabbing right here and right here in this corner would be absolutely huge. Built another hand of Nod because he kind of has to. These Apaches are just not enough to deal with those Banshees. Banshees are so quick and can have that high burst damage. Hyper has held on pretty well, although the army values are looking pretty stark for Sir. He's down to basically about half. I think if he's careful though, he can have some good luck here. This commando is a little far forward, maybe snipeable. Maybe getting the test system launchers are more important there with the Apaches. That's what I'd be aiming for. You do have to be wary of these Banshees that are basically constantly on a sortie mission. I feel like they're just always on the hunt. Oh, commando does go down, loses an Apache. All 3 Apaches. Is that worth it? I'm not exactly sure. He's just going to build another one. At the same time, it does delay the attack. Problem is he really needs his anti-air for these Banshees. As you can see, they are picking off any lone thing that they can. And that includes lone Apaches over there. A little rough. Sir expanded all the way up here. I mean, I don't disagree with it since he does have a refinery over here and a power plant. Kind of wants to protect this area. But I think sneaking down here would be a better choice since all the battle has been focused over here. I think Hyper has just too much. Frenzy getting called in. And man, those heavy flame tanks not standing a chance. And Sir is going to go down. That is game 1 going to Hyper. But I think Sir had a pretty strong showing right there. Just made a little bit of mistake of pushing into this area a little too much. You know, this tier 4, tier 3 stuff is super important and kind of never got up to there. So that was a flat 60-minute game. You don't see that too often, but we're going to be back with game 2 in just a second.
Battle control initialized.
Alright, we are back here for game 2. Sir, this time is Talon, and we have Talon over here for Hyper as well. So we're going to have a GDI versus GDI mirror, specifically a Talon versus Talon mirror, which is kind of crazy. I'm not sure what the play is going to be there. Talon basically wants those Wolverines, Juggernauts, Titans. Titans definitely in particular are a very strong unit, especially with that railgun, especially with stabilizers. Maybe we'll see some Jarkill-esque tactics with some Vulcans and some Zone Raiders, maybe some Titans in there thrown in as well. The Tech Center upgrade discount, not super important, I feel like. And the upgrade center discount, maybe a little bit more better since it's 5%, but like that's just not the best faction like bonus there. We are on Pleasant Plains. This is very, very popular 1 vs 1 map. Not sure how it's going to play in Combined Arms. I feel like probably the same as it does in RA since RA is very 1MC-esque currently. You got double mine expansion here, and then a single mine. Your starting eco is actually relatively small. These are not very dense patches, or at least not a whole lot of tib on them, so we'll have to see what these guys are going to do. And of course the single oil dikes in the middle already being captured by Sir. Hyper a little bit slower on that. Maybe we'll see a War Factory first build up here. It's totally possible. Look at that refinery. It looks like a little bit misplaced there by Hyper. I'm not sure what that was about. He definitely could reach. Maybe he's got some better strategy in mind that I am not aware of it, or maybe it's just a small little mistake. Sir going for the single mine first is interesting. I mean, the only reason you really want to do that is just to try to eat this tib early so you don't have an early push there. I don't think that is going to be the concern, especially against GDI, although Hyper went any, so Sir does not know what Hyper is. Maybe he is worried about bikes or something. Hyper did briefly scout Sir. I'm not sure if he was able to get off a scout and see what the faction was or not, but GDI, especially Talon, does not have any early harass. Some early orcas would be interesting. I don't see that happening at all just because of Vulcans. So I imagine this is going to be very much similar to the last game, where whoever techs higher first and gets that going is probably going to be the winner. I think an early tech here would be pretty good. Titans is going to be very much critical to this, and depending on the faction choice or the what's it called? I can't think of what it's called. Strategy, that's what it is. They go hold the line for that extra armor. You know, Titans will probably be pretty good. Search and destroy for that extra range. Titans are going to be very good. If they go bombardment for damage, I don't think you actually want Titans there. You're probably going to want some faster stuff. Maybe some Wolverines, maybe some just battle tanks in there. Titans are very big and slow, so that extra damage doesn't really benefit them. I think bombardment actually has extra damage to aircraft too. Cannot quite remember. Hyper with a very early move out here. Already got that War Factory out, pumping out some Humvees. Surge got his War Factory out in a very interesting location, but it has not quite moved out just yet. He's building that third refinery again, so maybe he's playing a little bit much RA. Maybe this is early in his Combined Arms career. I'm not sure. Ooh, Grenadiers coming out as well. That could be interesting. You know, Grenadiers are going to be a great late game choice with those EMP grenades, but early on like this, not necessarily great. Maybe for a drop. One of them already has gone down though, and Hyper is definitely aware of them. There is going to be an APC out, so this is probably a drop. I don't know if Hyper did see the APC. He's going to see it now. Oh, and he does see the Grenadiers just chilling there. Nice little stack up with that rifle. Is he going to get out of the Tiberium before he dies? He is. No Viceroy is going to explode into that Tiberium and cause a ton of chaos for him. There we go. Grenadiers getting into that APC. Ooh, and double APC here. Quite interesting. More Grenadiers, so this is going to be a huge drop. And I mean, where do you go here? Well, there is 2 very vulnerable power plants. You can kill those and a ref very quickly if Hyper forgets about this. He does have 1 scout over here and 1 scout over here, so he should be okay. Not too many angles into this base except for right here, which he also has a scout, so Hyper is very much prepared for this. He's even got 4 Humvees. That should be more than enough. SD coming out pretty early, or repair facility as it is called in the TD universe. Probably going to be for that airfield, and indeed it is. So we're going to see some early orc actions. Maybe we will see some Warthogs. That could be pretty good. Sir is also going to hold the line, so he's going to get that extra armor. See, that comes with the zone defender, point defense systems, which is like kills missiles, hammerhead missiles upgrade for the MLRS. Ooh. Hyper going back in here scouting again. I love when people scout early like this. I mean, he's seen everything he has to see except for this tier 2 radar, which is going to be very important. It's a rocket for his trouble. And this rifle did spot this APC and an APC over here, but is Hyper aware of it? I'm not sure. They might have just snuck by. And if Sir just kind of leaves these for a while and waits till a big engagement, which he should, I fully expect him to, it could be absolutely brutal. And this is going to be a Warthog coming out of here, so Hyper is going to be trying to bomb that infantry, and there's quite a big chunk over there. Some juicy amount of rockets as well. 24 worth of rockets. Battle tanks coming out, so again, going to be pretty static and defensive. Oh, and Hyper did see it with the Warthog, and he's pinging it for me. Thank you, Hyper. It's like you knew I was going to cast this. I don't know. These replays did get uploaded by somebody. I don't remember who it was. It might have been Hyper. It might have been Sir. It might have been Hod, because Hod is in this game. So Hod is probably the #1 resource replay uploader for me. So I'm going to say that Hod uploaded him. That would be great for me. Oh, and we have a mine layer coming out here by Hyper. What a bold move right now. Very, very annoying to deal with. I don't know if one mine will kill an APC or not, but he's definitely anticipating these APCs coming right here. Would be funny if he just... I mean, he couldn't get much closer. I think these mines are going to work out pretty well. I'll have to try my best to keep an eye on them. This Warthog just currently circling. Orca's out. Ooh, and a mobile sensor array. I do like this. That's going to be super nice. I think mobile sensor arrays can only see vehicles, aircraft, and structures. Okay. So these aircraft are going to get an early detection system. Warthog out here from Sir. So these Warthogs, no AA capabilities just yet. Maybe we will see them. And Hyper is going for the strategy of search and destroy. So we have a delineation there. It is going to be hold the line versus search and destroy. So armor versus range. Who wins there? I'm not sure. But I do see that Hyper is already up to tier 3. And Sir is already up to tier 3 as well, but not currently researching anything out of it. That could be a big difference. And the first Titan is going to be on the field relatively shortly in 30 seconds. Both these players actually going Titans, as you expected. Well, you know, mobile sensor array does give you extra range. Ooh, recon drones going down, seeing a bunch of stuff. Wonder if he saw the mine layer at all. Oh, and this APC getting it away from the mines. Luckily, gonna go and kill this Raf Scout because why not? But what are they gonna do? They're just gonna retreat for now. Yeah, I don't think there's any good place to go. And it looks like this AA gun did take some damage from something. Not sure what it was. Probably that recon drone going down. 2 Warthogs over here scouting, not seeing much. Seeing that there is an missing move out. I feel like this might be a big one clash game. I don't know, this mobile sensor array could make all the difference here. There is some MLRSs for Hyper. Those will also be key pieces in this battle. Tier 3 coming out for both these players, and both these players are going to get scouted. I think... What was that? I'm not sure what he just killed there. It sounded like maybe a power plant. Orca's going to try to come in, not see too much. Recon drone, I think, does see that sensor array. You can see Hyper is being tracked by this mobile sensor array. So that is actually really nice. If you kind of keep that on the flank, we'll let you know if there's a Warthog coming, and you can kind of quickly plan to target it. Can't really target it until you get vision on it, you know, but the more aware of it you are, the better. So Wolverine's coming out here as well. I think that is going to be a great anti-infantry decision. I think they are better than Vulcans, at least in this patch, or at least that's what I remember hearing about them. But so far, very, very calm game. 1,300 destroy loss, 560 for Hyper, and basically that's like 2 Grenadiers or something like that. Some more mines coming in the top. That's going to be very annoying if they ever find these APCs, but these APCs finally might have found a soft spot here. There is some Humvees, but is Hyper going to be aware of it? We'll have to see. Oh, he tries to maybe kill the Humvees, and I think unfortunately that did shut down. Oh no, the APC is on the right thing. He's going to get this. Wow, what a play right there. 1 Grenadier left, and APC is killing the Humvees. That could not have gone better for Sir. Oh, and Hyper sacrificing some Orcas over there, trying to get that Warthog. I'm not sure if they got one. Maybe we went for a second one. But the Commando is out, and there is no Commando for Sir. This could be a pretty critical engagement here. Warthog's going to come in. He's going to get a great run. That's a lot going down. But now, who will win this? Oh no, Hyper has his Titan in front. That is not great. The counter Warthogs were pretty good right now. Hyper is in a bad position, but he does still have that Commando somewhere. He's in the top. Sir is trying to go in to kill that Commando. It's going to be very bad. Loses a tank to it. I think Hyper is barely going to hold this battle with the help of that Commando. Sir needs to be very careful. Don't lose these. He's trying to crush that Commando with the tanks. I've made that mistake as well. That's unfortunate. Does keep these alive, which is important. And these APCs just sitting in the back, pretty much empty. He has his own Commando as well. No repair facility for this Warthog, but there's not a whole lot of air right now. Some Zone Raiders coming out as well. And the Commando up to Tier 2 Veterancy. That is kind of scary. Trying to burn down that. I'm not sure if he can. Oh man, the Wolverines can definitely kill this Commando if he's careful. I think that Commando is a little bit out of pocket right there, but he's barely going to escape. Medic's probably going to heal him up in just a second. And once again, we're back to stalemate, although Hyper is hugely down on Army Valiant. Again, that is probably because 3 of these Titans are remaining. Ooh, Exo suit drop in the back, missing the mines. This is going to be really nice. Don't think Llama Antlers can crush them. He's going to lose a Harvester over here, and these APCs are actually probably going to kill that Harvester eventually. You know, killing that Rough would probably just be a smart idea. You're not going to be able to chase him down. But he is going to get 1 Harvester for his trouble right here. Orca Bomber out. That is going to be a nice little choice right there. The EMP grenades are going to shut down those Exo Troopers, and Hyper is going to be able to clean this up. And then more bombs getting dropped on those APCs in a timely position. Doesn't have a whole much to deal with this 1 Zone Raider. Should be okay. As long as this Commander does not go into melee range and get sniped by the APCs, that would be unfortunate. But you can see how long that EMP lasts. APC finally gets up just for it to die. Ooh, and the Warthogs are starting to get up into numbers right here. Where is this Titan going? He is in melee range. He is quickly going to go down. I don't think he's getting out of there. Oh, he might actually just escape. Man, this is going to be very closely. Not a whole lot of infantry for this Commando to deal with. A lot of Wolverines and a lot of Titans. Now Hyper is going to lose this War Factory. Oh, but the Commando for Sir gets a little bit too far ahead again. That is going to save that War Factory. A little bit of a mistake there. I still think Sir is in a great position right here. Just needs a little bit more anti-armor to deal with these Titans, because it's Titan versus Titan. But I think extra armor might make all the difference there. Some interceptors getting called in. Were they called in on the airstrip? I can't quite tell. Don't think there is any more left. Oh no, he sent things in by himself. Maybe he was trying to go for the Commando. I'm not sure. The Commando is elite, but it does go down. And I think with that, Sir is now in a commandingly bad decision. Try to set Hyper right there. Didn't quite work out. 1 Warthog left on the field. There's not a whole lot of good targets for him. Gets some bombs off, but yeah, Hyper is going to take this game. I believe Sir just ran out of steam right there. 1 too many mistakes. And it's looking very, very dire for him. That MC not going to get away at all. The jump jets getting used by the Zone Raiders. His exosuits as well. This mobile raider array could have been deployed up here in the top too. Probably would have helped a little bit. He's going to try to hold on, but again, I just don't think there's enough for him. Wolverines, I guess, not being as good as I thought they were going to be. This Titan just running into its stuff. Maybe the extra range on the Search and Destroy is the superior move here. Another Warthog coming in, not getting a whole lot. Doesn't get a single unit there, as a matter of fact. And now there is some exosuits in your backline. Mobile sensor array does go down, and Hyper does take this game. So Sir goes down 2-0. Unfortunate for him. We might see another like mixed match of games between him and Hyper, because we're going to be seeing a lot of Sir as I basically dedicate an entire month to him, which I'm not sure which month this will be, but I have a bunch of RA games for him. I have a bunch of Command Arm games for him. We're going to see a lot of Sir, so I hope you are going to enjoy a new player and his triumphs and his defeats. But as of now, he is defeated 2-0 from Hyper, who is like one of the best Command Arms players, so there's no shame there at all. Hyper, very familiar with Command Arms, not sure how familiar with Sir is with this game, but that is going to be it for this week, and I will see you all next time.
Battle control terminated.